From the Steam Deck and the MSI Claw to the ROG Ally and the Legion Go and a ton of others that are out there now, PC gaming handhelds have exploded in popularity over the past couple of years because of how versatile these things are. They're basically the ultimate one-stop shop if you need one device to do a ton of gaming. If you're on the Steam Deck, you've got a massive library of tens of thousands of Steam games that branch back 20 years or more and thousands that are Steam Deck verified. And then on handhelds like the Claw, you've got all of that plus total Windows compatibility that means you can play even more games on more launchers. And you can tap into subscriptions like PC Game Pass on the Xbox side of things to sweeten up that deal even more. These are really powerful gaming machines. They might not be as beefy as a brand new PC with a 5090 in it, but they're still very impressive. But one of the other benefits of PC gaming handhelds is being able to switchify them. Throw a USB-C dock or adapter on these and you've got a fully portable gaming PC ready to go wherever you are. And that's where BenQ comes in, specifically with the GR10 Steam Deck Dock that also happens to work with way more than just Steam Decks. Now before we dive in, BenQ did provide this unit for review, but the chance to give this thing a shot really came around at the perfect time because I've been dabbling more into the PC gaming world in general recently. I got a Steam Deck last year, I built a new PC, and now I've got the Claw 8 AI Plus for review. So my time on the Xbox app for PC and on Steam is about to be popping, but I'm also someone who loves playing games console style on the couch. That's why I still love my Xbox. And this dock is great, simple, and a compact solution that does exactly what it needs to do, and it does it really well. Let's start off by looking at the connectors and the ports. You've got a USB-C connector with a right angle adapter if you need it to connect your handheld with 40 gigabits per second upstream bandwidth, plus two USB-A inputs with 10 gigabits per second speeds. Then you've got an Ethernet port for a direct line to the internet and an HDMI 2.1 port, and that point 1 is more important when you stack this up next to the standard Steam Deck dock. You've also got a USB-C power input for your adapter that comes with a handheld, plus a second USB-C 10 gigabits per second slot on the side just in case you've got another accessory or maybe a monitor. USB-C is the Swiss Army knife of inputs. Now like I mentioned, this dock has HDMI 2.1, which means it supports up to 4K 120Hz or 1080p 360, which is pretty wild, and all of that has HDR10 enabled. Compare that to HDMI 2.0 on the Steam Deck dock with support for 4K 60 or 1440p 120, and yeah, that's a pretty solid jump. But then we get to the compatibility, and this fits most of the major players out there right now. You've got the Steam Deck and the Steam Deck OLED, the ROG Ally, the Lenovo Legion Go, the older versions of the MSI Claw, but it does not fit the ROG Ally X or even my new MSI Claw 8 AI Plus perfectly. Now with the Claw, I can get it in there, but it's clearly not meant for that. The GR10 has a little flip-out base that gives you 21.5 millimeters to play with, and that's not to say you couldn't just run the USB-C cable over to the X or your Claw 8 AI Plus or really anything else like a laptop or a phone that you use for gaming, but it's just something to keep in mind if you do have one of those bigger devices that's thicker than 21.5 millimeters. Otherwise known as thicker than a bowl of oatmeal. But the overall design of this thing is pretty impressive. It's got an aluminum alloy body that feels rock solid, but keeps things light enough to just toss into a backpack if you're taking a trip and want to have a dock for the road. You've also got some impressive cable management with the main cable just tucking underneath, snapping right into place, and then boom, you're good to go. But the most impressive part, at least for me, are the rubberized grips on the bottom and on the inside of the dock. This is some pretty high quality stuff that's enough to keep your dock firmly planted on the desk without shifting around when you're slotting things back into place, and also great for keeping your handheld right where you want it to be. There's no chance of your Steam Deck sliding out of your dock and taking a fall, which is always a plus. Now let's go back to that 4K 120 performance, because are you going to get a ton of games that are running natively at that on any gaming handheld right now? No, but for something like GeForce Now that can rock cloud gaming at up to those resolutions and frame rates, it is a feature that's nice to have. But for me, the real perk of having a dock like the GR10 is just being able to toss my handheld in and enjoy games on my big screen or a small screen, regardless of where I'm at, anything bigger than what's built into the machine. Whether you're rocking a wireless controller or plugging in a full keyboard and mouse combo to really get some game time in on the go, the GR10 has the ports and compatibility to make that happen. You can use a wired connection if you want rock solid internet, plug in all your peripherals, and have your handheld charging 24/7 for literally limitless gaming. And then when you're ready to hit the road and take your game on the go, you just pop off the USB-C plug and you're ready to rock. No harm, no hassle, just something that makes gaming easier than ever. You can't really beat that. As for the price, the GR10 is going to run you $109 USD, and if you're shopping for a Steam Deck Dock, there are cheaper options out there on the market. But if you're using a high-end handheld that's capable of pushing those high frame rates, or you're really making the most of streaming through something like GeForce Now, or maybe you're plugging in a really high-end smartphone to play games like that on the go on a bigger screen, then BenQ has really future-proofed this dock to support high-quality gaming on the go, no matter what kind of hardware you're rocking. Now again, it's a Steam Deck Dock and it's designed to work with all these gaming handhelds that are coming out right now, but if you have something like a really high-end gaming laptop, this can be a dock for that too. It kind of has that versatility, and that's why that high-end cap on the frame rate is really a big benefit. Now, full transparency here, when BenQ hit me up, I was shopping around for a Steam Deck Dock, but it was kind of passively because I mainly play on my Xbox and my PC. I like my couch gaming, and even sitting in my PC, I'd probably rather be in the living room because I like that comfort factor. I was already satisfied with the Steam Deck. How good could a dock possibly be? But when I opened this thing up, got it set up, and really started using it, I think this is going to be something I bake into the way that I play my Steam Deck. This is basically consolifying my PC gaming experience even more than the Steam Deck already did, so you can't really beat that. I'm super excited to have it. I can confidently say this dock now has a permanent spot in my living room for my Balatro machines, I mean my Steam Deck and my MSI Claw. But hey, let me know down below. What do you think about the BenQ GR10, and would you want to pick up one of these for your setup? Because I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. And of course, if you're new here and you like what you see and what you hear, hit that subscribe button for videos like this every week and gaming news shorts throughout the week to keep you in the loop. And I'll catch you on the next one.